Hello and welcome to Pan-African News 360 on GUN. This is News in 5 and I am Vuyo Mgwelo. These are your headlines. A basic education minister says violence in schools needs to stop. Dudumyeni fails to appear to court again. Tyler Perry unveils a new studio. South Africa actors unite for equal pay, and Boks ease into quarterfinals after thrashing Canada. And the Basic Education Minister, Angie Motshekga, says she's worried about the persistent violence in school. Speaking at a joint sitting of the Portfolio Committee on Basic Education and Police, she said that bullying that happens inside the classroom in the absence of a teacher is generally the problem. Now, the rate of bullying in terms of international standards and poorly managed schools tend to have more incidents of violence. According to Motshekga, studies show that violence is high in communities where people, or rather in the area, are less involved. People in the area are less involved. Parents also are not involved. That bullying is increasing online with the use of mobile devices. Why do school kids tend to go with cell phones at school? Why are parents allowing those things? I mean, these things or such things are not supposed to be allowed at school. And we hope that the government will do something, especially with the government doing away with corporal punishment at school and at home. How are we supposed to discipline these kids at school and at home? But let's move on from that. A former SAA chair, Dudumyeni, on Tuesday failed for the second consecutive day to appear in court for the delinquent director case brought against her. I feel like a lot is happening when it comes to Umama Umyeni. Now, Umyeni, a close ally of the former president, who is the chair of a foundation, if she's declared a delinquent, or rather a delinquent director, she will be blocked from holding any positions. Now, this is what is happening. She couldn't appear in court yesterday. Now, the lawyer who was presenting or representing her came to speak on her behalf, not saying that we am represented, but all he said is just that Umyeni couldn't make it to court because agana mali transport, and secondly, he's not sent by her, he's just doing it pro bono to make sure that, hey guys, ningamvaleli, because Usisi is having a lot of problems. But I don't understand, because Usisi businesses ninzi and lots of foundations. How do you not have money to come to court when very well you know that you're supposed to be there? And I think if it was someone else or a random person, if I'll figure for the second time in court, back landa aputlala corner and TV. So these things need to kinda, sometimes I feel like you gotta have money in order to get away with a lot of things. But we hope that she's gonna appear, and thank you to the former lawyer that was presenting her, who did the best. Mama, come back to court, because we want to get over and done. This court case has been dragging. And Tyler Perry's $250 million Atlanta studio, which occupies about 134 hectares of land. If you don't know how big that is, it's bigger than your mama's backyard, it's bigger than Warner Bros. Studios, it's bigger than Universal. Perry, who won the BET Ultimate Award in June, I feel like this guy is just going through the most. Now, this is what he said, because I'm going to tell you what he said in his posts on Twitter, that he's the only one who turned 50 and is looking at his time and all his friends who passed away. He praised God, but this is one thing that I loved about him. He created the Hollywood Walk of Fame for all the black people. He gave them the Hollywood stars. He made sure Oprah was there. There was Jesus singing. There was praises. There was everything. Man, if you don't know, I think I should be called Vuyo Perry right here on GUN News-IN-5, bringing it to you. Now, this is what is happening in the South African industry, where actors are crying exploitation. Muvango's run to Meng, Brian Themba, says he's never returning into the acting industry ever again. The singer-songwriter cited issues of payment as a reason behind the decision. This is what he said: "I'm not coming back into the industry again. They never pay." Now, this is revealed in an interview that he had with us, special, exclusive, where he said that SA acting industry can easily exploit actors and actresses. Now, this brings back to what Uvatusa said. And I feel like a lot of people are just taking it out of context. If you read her letter and if you listen to her interview, she said the Fergusons please don't sue me. The Fergusons came into an industry where already exploitations was happening. So they were adding into the problem. They're not helping to decrease the problem. Instead, it's just happening and going over and over again. So these actors, they can't go to their family funerals. If you're pregnant, you get fired. If you're sick, they tell you, you can go and come back and shoot because production is not going to wait for you. What is that? Also, no one is standing up for these actors. They're doing it on their own. If football is a talent where they're being paid for their talents, why can't you put actors or do the same thing when it comes to actors? Let's all respect people's talent. They went to school for these things. They give their all. They live their families. Just because your father is a star doesn't mean that this person cannot go to their child's play, their child's school meetings. They're missing out on a lot. You are a producer, you are a director, your child goes to a school that pays 100K, you drive a Range Rover, but your employee gets paid 2.5. What nonsense is that? But we are moving on because we're wrapping it up in sport because the Bucks won. Springboks ran in 10 tries, 7 of which came in the first half and 3 of which came from hat-trick hero Cobus Reinach. Now Reinach scored 3 tries in 11 minutes to break Australia's 16-year record at the Kobe Misaki Stadium to help the Springboks to a 66-7 victory against Canada. Now he said, I didn't know that I had broken a record, to be honest. I was only told after I came off the pitch. That's what he said. A victory was their 3rd in a row, and we hope you guys are gonna bring it back from Japan. I mean, when last did we even win the Rugby World Cup? Was when Mandela is still alive? I mean, maybe if you guys win, can resurrect him. From myself and the News-in-5 team, do not forget to go to our website and also communicate with us in all our social media platforms. We love you and we'll see you tomorrow. Resurrect Mandela. Resurrect Mandela.